Get your CGR shirts and glassware at ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is brought to you by Magnum Skywolf. CGR is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Burnout 2: Point of Impact on the Xbox. Love these games. All the way from 2003, it's Burnout 2: Point of Impact on the Xbox. From Criterion Games and Acclaim, Burnout, yet another incredible series of games, which seems to no longer be able to survive in the modern era. And why? Why, I ask? This is so much fun. Like Wipeout, we should be enjoying new Burnout games today. Although, you know, there was some accounting meeting at Electronic Arts, who most recently handled the Burnout series, where they probably decided that Need for Speed had a 0.03% chance of selling more games than Burnout, so they basically just merged them at some point. But will they ever truly be the same? Burnout 2 is excellent. I mean, there's just no other way to say it. This game is fabulous. And looks great on the Xbox. Now, I'm using this as part of my FrameMeister review, recording it straight out of the Xbox with SCART into the FrameMeister. So I was switching between widescreen and 4:3 during the review. Sorry about that if it's confusing. FrameMeister! It's a really nice looking game that runs smoothly, and I just love the Burnout series, which I discovered on my Xbox years ago with Burnout Paradise. And then played Burnout 1, Burnout 3, there's a whole bunch of them. And Burnout 2 is just solid. This game is solid. It may not have quite the extreme attitude that some of the other games had with the bigger budgets, but it just plays great, and it's a lot of fun for hours. You could sink hours into this game and just not get bored. At some point, I think the series eventually just got obsessed with the crashes, and the crashes look cool in this game. They definitely improved them in the later entries in the series. I mean, Burnout does have spectacular crashes, but it's the racing that steals the show here. The racing is what's fun, and Burnout 2 is a great racing game. It's a good arcade-style driving game. Be careful with your boosting. It is easy to run into oncoming traffic. I always enjoy the moments where I crash into a bus or something, and then all the drivers behind me crash into the wreckage that I've just created, which helps slow them down and secures my first place victory. Burnout 2 doesn't have an open world environment like you would have found in the excellent Burnout Paradise. There's several larger environments, all of which are carved into various tracks, and the game mixes up the weather conditions and time of day as well, giving it an even bigger feel. As you can tell from the footage, there's a nice variety of vehicles that you unlock as you win races and play your way through the game. I'm not sure how you get the double burnout though. Gotta watch out for that. The boost is often best saved for the end of a race. It's easy to lose on the last lap because the other cars are always on your tail no matter how fast you're driving. And they'll cruise right by you at the end and take your victory. Boosting is the key to winning in Burnout 2. You won't get very far without it, and you get boost by sliding around turns or drifting, driving like a maniac into oncoming traffic, jumping, or grazing other vehicles, just barely missing them. The best way is definitely drifting. Slide your way around every corner that you can. And boost cautiously because there's a lot of buses with your name on them. Or taxis, those too. This is also available on PlayStation 2 and GameCube. The Xbox version here is the developer's cut of Burnout 2: Point of Impact, which gives you custom car skins, 5.1 surround sound, and Xbox Live, which probably doesn't work anymore. And I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you going to Shamar from Canada. Thank you for sending this. And Rally Sport Challenge, which I'm playing next. Another great driving game on the Xbox. In addition to the racing and the championships, there's also a crashing mode, but I'm really more into the driving. And you can even play 2-player split screen. So thanks again, Shamar. It's Burnout 2. Point of impact. Doesn't cost very much these days. Highly recommend it. Watch out for buses. If you're going to buy the game anyway, buy it through ClassicGameRoom.com. Classic Game Room is supported by fans on Patreon. Thank you. Now prepare for the Lord Carnage Club, where I celebrate these backers on Patreon by shouting their name in a volcano! Derek Langley. Beer is the trick. Stephen Chucknick. From New Jersey. Michael Fernandez. People not named Michael Fernandez aren't Michael Fernandez. Al Stiver. Woo! EDM! Jason from British Columbia. Philipp Straubenmueller from Vienna, Austria. Cue the thunder. Jeff, CapDauntless, Breyer. Cue the lava. I don't know what lava sounds like. It sounds like this. Jack Stavris from Australia. Ohad Kane, Master of Thunder. Chip Senkbeil, Fighter of Space Bees. Woo! Rick DeBarros gets the extra disco. Michael and Ariana Nelson, Fighters of the Future. That's enough disco, because now it's time to shout, Busy Signal! That's right, and keep the volume loud and the party rocking for Sean Zoltek. Really? No. Sean Zoltek! Sergio Matthias Hergert! Tubular. Will.